Co-sign it, co-sign it, co-sign it.
Take over, take over, take over.
Take over Tuesday.
Taking over Tuesdays.
Only on the Good Time Show.
We are here on the Good Time Show with Claudie Boy.
Welcome to the Good Time Show.
What's up, guys?
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well,
That's
It's nice
good.
outside and West Coast, so man, I'm great.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, for the listeners, they might not know you, but to me and all the other people that do know you, you're the most upcoming, fastest, rising boxer like there is in history. Now, how did you start? How did you start boxing, and like, what made you feel like that was something that you really wanted to do?
I started boxing in Brooklyn. I started boxing in Brooklyn. Like, to be honest with you, like a lot of people don't know, and I never said this before. I started boxing because I know my dad used to box, and he never was around. So I would run track and play basketball. So I'll be like, oh, he's not coming to these track meets, and he ain't coming to these basketball games. Let me start boxing since I know if I get real good, he definitely don't want to be in my life then because we have something in common. So, there's a long story short, man. My grandmother raised me, so she was like, you're not going to the boxing gym, but I'll sneak to the boxing gym. Because my grandmother had braces on, like she put braces on my teeth. So I'll sneak to the boxing gym, and I was like, alright, it's been a while, this guy still ain't coming. He ain't never coming. But then it kind of stuck with me. Like I made some mistakes when I was younger. And then, when I made an early life change, I'm like, alright, I don't want to work for no one. I want to box. So that's what it was for me. So it kind of stuck with me. So like it was basically like a little kid wanting to have a bond with his dad, but then I was just like, I got so much talent with this, and it's so natural for me. Why not make a fortune off of it? So boxing was my distraction from destruction. It definitely was.
That's true.
Now you got like a flamboyant type swag style that I'm peeping. Like, where does that come from? Have you always been that way, like an outspoken type person?
Always been that way. Always been that way, man. I'm from Brooklyn, so man, I come with that swag, man. But this who I am. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I always had that style, man. That's just me. I'm not created. It's not like I've made millions in boxing and then created the style. This is who I am from the onset. So it's real organic. This is real authentic. This is just me.
Now let me ask you this question, and I gotta ask this because fighting is a real hands-on physical sport. Like it's a true sport. Now you got swag, you flamboyant. You seem like you got like the lady type swag going on. Like you don't worry about nobody touching that face. Like come on.
Nah, man. Listen, everyone's thinking, "Poor man, you a pretty boy, man. You don't look like a boxer." And at first I'll be like, yo, what the hell? As hard as I train, and man, but then I started realizing that's good. I said, that's good, man. That everyone thinks I look. The more women come to my fight, and the more money I get paid. Because boxing is not about it is about how good you are, but at the end of the day, the ones that see the most amount of money are the ones that put the fans in the seat. So if they want to come see me because I look good, then that's what it is. Boxing gloves can only give my pretty boy face a rough edge, if anything. But I don't worry about that.
Now, do you ever get underestimated? Do you ever get underestimated because they think, oh my God, he's a pretty boy, he can't fight?
Yeah, I do. But then once they see me in the boxing gym or train, then they know, oh, alright, man, this kid is legit. Man, this kid is about his business. So like now I embrace it, and now like I've been working with like Aisha Mitchell, and then she's like, oh, that's a great thing, because I'll say to Aisha Mitchell, and she's like she's a marketing branding, she's dope. She's Tiana Taylor's aunt, but she's a marketing branding lady. Like she's a genius at what she does, and she's like, oh, that's good. That's good. The more people that think that you're a pretty boy, we gonna use that to make money. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like I'm the real pretty boy.
Yeah,
No offense to Floyd, man. Before he puts his name now, he ain't pretty boy no more. He goes some money, but I'm the real pretty boy.
Yeah, you gave me a different look. Like if I was out and I saw you, I would think you're a pretty boy. Then I watched your video. It gave me a different look. You whip my ass. So you give you give a different look, because you know how they say when you look at a person, you like, that dude ain't no fighter, and then you look at your video and you watch you in the ring, and dude, you are throwing some lightning, like, and then you was you was only an amateur for 3 years, so like, give people.
Yeah. And usually amateur boxing is. It's like a lot of those fighters have a ton of amateur fights, which I can't get. I don't get why you have so many amateur fights, but I know I'm different because I didn't do the whole amateur background thing for a long time. I did represent New York City in the Golden Glove Nationals, which is very hard to do, and I did that, and it's like, yo, I have a great style, but I have a pro style, and my thing is, I'm different. I don't need a whole bunch of amateur fights, like, because I'm gonna be great regardless, because you know I worked that hard and I wanted that much. But even in the amateurs in New York City, which is one of the hardest states to win the Golden Glove, I have newspaper articles for wearing box first, the ring, and all types of stuff. Man, this is business. And boxing is a business before it's a sport. It's a dirty business. But you know, man, it is what it is.
I've heard that before.
True, yeah.
I've really heard that before. That it's so much politics.
Oh man, it's a sad business. It's politics involved. It's a sad business. That's why I'm turning pro at the right time. I don't want to get caught up like 99% of all fighters get caught up, and you know they get mad because they're in the situation that they feel that the situation they're in is not what they deserve, but it's not what you deserve, it's what you negotiate. So, you know, when you got people in your pocket or in your circle that's not good for you, but once you get into the situation, it's hard to get out. And boxing is a very, you know, it's a painful sport, you know, and you know, you have to be moved the right way and have people around you that love you. So, you know, man, that's why I'm doing everything the way I'm doing it, you know, so.
Right, that's dope.
That's good to hear.
I think Mark Twain or Benjamin Franklin said that you get what you do, you get what you negotiate, not what you deserve.
Exactly, and then people get mad when they see what they negotiate is not what they feel like they deserve.
Absolutely.
That's whole world, though. Whole world.
Now let me ask you this quick question, Prince. I just want to ask you this. Okay. Now, what is the whole, like, you're right, I see that so many times with fighters, and I'm a big boxing fan. Like, I go back to, you know, Jack Johnson, I go back to, you know, just the fighting culture. Why is it that y'all have to fight so many amateur fights, and you got to fight the Olympics? Like, what is that whole reason? Like, what's the idea behind that?
Okay, see, boxing is a real interesting sport, and boxing is a sport where you don't necessarily have a blueprint. There was fighters that never had an amateur background or amateur fights, because, you know, people think boxing is one of those sports where you don't have to be extremely intelligent, which a lot of fighters aren't. It doesn't require you, like football and basketball, to go to a good college. So it's like, you know, some people don't have amateur fights, and they're great because they're fighting for money, they're fighting for their family. Then they have those that go to the amateurs and go to the Olympics. But the Olympics, for me, is not even popular anymore. Like, the country is in a recession. The country, you know, 1992 was the last Olympic team. I'll tell you what, of the 2012 or 2008 Olympic team, name one fighter.
You're right.
That's so
Don't
true.
worry, I'll give you 10 minutes that way. You see, you can't. But if you ask, but if I ask you guys that in 92, hey, next one off the Olympic team, you'll say Oscar De La Hoya. Or if I ask you about 84, you'll say Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, Evander Holyfield, Mark Breland. It's not, the Olympics not the same, but like, what boxing is, boxing doesn't have one necessary blueprint. That's why I'm like to myself, the blueprint I'm gonna create, it's gonna be dope. Like, and I know I'm gonna win, and I know that it's gonna work because I'm gonna make it work. Like Floyd wasn't popular for a very long time. The boxing community knew who he was because he went to the Olympics and he was an amazing boxer. No one really knew who Floyd Mayweather was until he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Everyone knew who Oscar De La Hoya was because he was a pretty boy, like myself.
Right.
He was well spoken, like myself. He had a package that was sellable, you know. So Oscar De La Hoya came out the gate moving and grooving. So, like, you know, everyone has different blueprints. It took Floyd longer. It took some fighters longer than others. But, you know, it's you know, and boxing is more than just, if you want to be financially successful, you have to be able to do more than just box.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm not just going to be a great boxer. I want everyone to see my story, my package, what I've been through, because it's who I am. I'm not afraid to give my life and my experience to the public, to the world. I'm not afraid to do that.
Well, I think now that's what boxing is definitely coming to, because now in sports, you know, your fans want to know everything about you. They want to feel your movement. And I agree. You know, De La Hoya, you know, he was the boxing face, and I think once Floyd got that fight, and then along with Floyd kind of marketing himself, because there's a lot of fighters out there.
As the bad guy.
Yeah,
as the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fighters out there that don't get no recognition.
Yeah.
At all, and they're good. Like the Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins had like 25 title defenses for middleweight, which is history, and no one knew who he was. But then he had the style that most people don't like. You know, he's not the most marketable, but you know, it's just different, man. Different for different people. But you know, I do believe with who I am and what I represent and what I stand for, where I'm from, and just my whole package alone, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. You know, and you know, I'm excited to show the world that I'm excited, and that's why I want to do things the way I'm doing it from the beginning, because I want to take everyone with me on my journey as if it's their career as well. You know, so that's why I have that mini doc out, even in boxing. You know, what I went through as far as the legal situation, because it was real stuff. That stuff that I really went through and I really was stressed out about, and it was really, really, really a time in my life where I'm like, yo, and my dream is something that a dream is something you always have, no matter where you are in life. So if like, you know, your dream is on the verge of being taken, that makes you either shut up or put up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm shut up. I'm like, I ain't gonna let this legal stuff get me down. Let me go get the best lawyers. Let me go to court in three-piece suits, and let me record everything, because I'm about to get about this situation, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to put it out. So that's exactly what I did. So now I'm in the process of making like a Deep in the Boxing Part 2, and it's like the transitioning from me back in LA, switching up and getting good people around me, kicking the snakes out of my camp, you know, and preparing. Like, y'all thought that footage was crazy? Y'all can see what I look like now. Night and day, because people don't know. When I took that footage, I was in Brooklyn, and I wasn't training. I was fighting, but I was fighting the trial. Like, you know what I mean? But like, footage now is crazy. Like, and the way I look now is like night and day. Much faster, much stronger. Like, everything is coming together. So I'm working overtime.
Well, it's good to see the footage, so we actually get to know the background and the real you, so people can actually develop, you know, kind of a little personal bond with you, just a little bit.
Their own opinion, yeah, their own opinion, their own bond.
Now, watching the video, how much do you actually train?
I train. Obviously, I moved back to LA because it's the best place to train for me in my weight class in the featherweight division. I train 6 times a week, 5 times in the boxing gym, Monday through Friday. I train 2 to 3 times a day, it depends. I go to the gym like, I actually have to go to the gym about an hour and a half, like around 11:30, 12 noon. So I train in the boxing gym, so I do all the boxing training. Then I come home, I sleep, I relax, and then I go to strength training, or which is like, you know, CrossFit, which is like flipping tires, a sledgehammer, sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, all different stuff. Like, I do that around 5, 6 o'clock. Then at nighttime, around 11 o'clock, I go running. Like 11, I go running, but I'll run like every other day. Like, sometimes I run 5 miles, other times I run sprints. It all depends. Like, I listen to my body, so, you know. But I'm self-motivated and I'm working, but it all depends. But definitely 5, 6 times a week I train.
That is amazing.
Twice a day at the minimum, sometimes 3.
You make me sore just by hearing how much you work out.
For real. So so when is your next fight?
Okay, so the pro debut, I actually passed up on going to the Olympic trials because I didn't want to do it. Actually, I didn't want to do it. I think that me personally, the Olympics is overrated. Every fighter from the Olympic team this year, they all lost in the first round. So, you know, Olympic boxing isn't what it used to be. But we're looking at December. I was supposed to fight on the Devin Alexander Randall Bailey card in Vegas at the Mandalay Bay back in September 8th, but the fight got called off. Randall Bailey hurt his back. And then, you know, like, then, you know, I had to fire some people, kick some people out of my camp because it was mandatory. So now, basically, you know, everything is coming together, and I'm sitting down with some good people, and, you know, I'll be ready to fight by next month. So, you know, So I'll definitely keep you guys posted very, very soon. But you can also keep up with me on Twitter, and and I'll post everything on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and I just put up a website. So and we're putting everything together. So we're on many avenues and platforms, social media. You can see what's going on.
Well, when that fight take place in Vegas, you gotta come sit down. You gotta come sit down with us, do a full sit down interview, take some pictures, the whole 9 yards. Man, I think you're amazing.
Especially for
Absolutely.
your age.
Thanks a lot, man. I think you're the dope too.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yes, especially for your age, you're doing something positive. I mean, you made mistakes in your life, but you turned it around, and you're making something positive out of it, and you're making a change, and you're doing much better, and you're following your dreams.
And boxing,
absolutely, and I'm a role model. There's a lot of kids in Brooklyn all over that. I want them to be like, yo, is this dude that I don't like? If this dude could do it, I know I can do it. Like, and that's what I want. Like, I was lost as a kid. For people like, man, I want young kids, that feel like they didn't finish school, that they can go back to school, or just because they didn't go to school or college. It's not the end. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you put your mind to it. I'm saying you can do it. Like, you can't be denied. So that's the path I'm on, and I'm loving every minute of it. The stress, the ups, the downs, everything. Like, I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, because, absolutely. And boxing is not an easy sport, man. That's a rough sport.
No, it's a hard sport. It's difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, okay,
very, very difficult.
How do you control your mental in the ring? Like, how some people, they talk smack, they make you mad, and you just want to get out there and you just want to knock them out. How do you control yourself in the ring?
Relax. You gotta relax. You gotta breathe. And boxing, like, a lot of people don't know, boxing is not, yeah, of course it's physical, obviously, but it's 10%, in my opinion, it's like 10% physical. Everything else is mental. Like, if you feel like, oh my God, I'm about to get tired, 9 times out of 10 you get tired because your mind is strong. If you feel like, yo, I'm not gonna get tired, I'm gonna relax, this is nothing. Like, but your mind, so it's mental. It's mental, so it's relaxing. It's relaxing. It's staying calm. It's controlling your heart rate. Like, a lot plays into that. A lot plays into that. So, obviously you have to be in shape because your body has to do what your mind to do. But it's mental more than anything, and your mind's it's a powerful thing.
Absolutely,
So,
I agree. I agree.
Now I have one question. Now, taking it all the way back to you first started, what was your first match, and what was the experience, and how did you feel in that moment?
That's a great question. I felt, all right, you guys are in a car, right? And then you drive down the steep hill real fast, and like your stomach drops.
Yeah.
Like you're in a car and you drive down that steep hill and your stomach drops, and after you feel that feeling in your stomach, it feels like that, but that feeling doesn't stop until the first time you hit the guy or the guy hits you. Then that feeling goes away. But that's what it feels like. It's a horrible feeling. Like, even when sparring sometimes, like, I sparred the #1 guy in the world in the IBF, like, it's this Filipino guy. He's fighting for a belt, and he's 23-1 with 18 knockouts. He's fighting for a belt. And I sparred him, like, last week, and I did extremely well. But before I sparred him, everyone's like, yo, he's ranked #1 in the world. He's ranked #3 in Filipino fighters behind Pacquiao and Nonito Donaire. It's good. But then, like, I seen him spar. I was like, oh yeah, this dude's real good. But then when I got in the ring with him, I was nervous at first until I actually got in the ring with him. I'm like, oh. And after sparring, he was like, yo, you got it, yo, you're gonna be great. Like, he gave me a lot of props. And it's just that butterfly feeling. If people say, oh, I'm never nervous, I think to this day, any fighter that spars or boxes has that nervous thing. That's part of the territory. But that's what it feels like. I'm butterfly thrill.
Well, man, listen, you got an open void right now because boxing is searching for a new face.
That is true.
Okay, boxing is
searching for a new face, and I think I could be the new face.
Boxing is searching for a new face. So take it, good brother. Take it and run with it.
Yo, I came up with a little riddle. I said, yo, I was like, Mr. Ted told me. He said, Claudie Boy, the boxing game don't deserve you, but then you gotta give these fans a drink because a lot of them got thirsty.
I like that.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Man, we appreciate you
Yes,
calling
sir.
in, man.
Thank you so much.
You're a fly guy. You're a real fly guy, man. I like your swag.
Thanks a lot, man. You guys are dope. You guys are great. And you guys are both based in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep.
Next time I come to Vegas, we all got to meet up, hang out, and you know, man, we definitely got to sit down and build, man. Let's work together.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We with it, man. We here live on a Good Time Show. Claudie Boy. Say that again.
Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Claudie Jr. CLAUDESTATENJR. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter.
They can
and I'll follow
also
you guys back, and you know.
Where can the fans keep up with you at? Like, where is all the information at?
Twitter at Claudie Jr. CLAUDESTATENJR at Claudie Jr. On Tumblr, I got a Tumblr account as well. I just uploaded a Tumblr account, which is Claudie Boy at Tumblr.com. I'm on Facebook, obviously, Claudie Jr. And yeah.
they can
So
also
you
check
can
out
all
your
those-
mini
I have a website
right?
up,
Right.
ClaudieBoy.com. So it's Claudie Jr. or Claudie Boy. So it's ClaudieBoy.com for the website. So we're building a website, and I'm going to have a ton of stuff on there. And everything that I do, man, I want you guys to be the first to get it.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Aw,
That's
thank
beautiful.
You so
Appreciate
much.
that, man.
And they can also check
You know,
out
I
your
got a
mini
lot
on
of
YouTube.
things. I got a lot of things in the works right now, but I don't want to talk about it until after I cash the check.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's smart
man,
business.
Smart man.
Yeah, I'll tell you about my move when it's 3 steps to go.
That's
Oh, yeah.
perfect. Well, you are here on the Good Time Show. We have Claudie Boy. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. Keep it live. We're going to jump into some 5 and 5. We'll be right back.